it's a deep realization and understanding, and it's nothing that you learn through like books or any information. It's not really an intellectual understanding, but it's a lived experience and gained wisdom through just life experience. And spiritual awakening happens to a lot of people through trauma or some sort of pain and deep suffering in their life, where you face so much pain that you have no choice but to surrender. And at that moment you realize, there's a higher power that's taking care of all of this, and that brought you here, and that's going to take care of you. And a lot of times it takes deep suffering and some form of trauma to fully release of everything that you're holding on to and all the attachments that you have. And when you fully let go and surrender with faith, you have this deep understanding that there is a higher power and a divine source that is taking care of you, and that you have been kind of overlooking with attaching to so many things and identifying with so many things in this physical world, like your ego, your job title, what people think about you, all these superficial material worries and unnecessary suffering that is self-inflicted. And a spiritual awakening is coming to the realization that your true self isn't this body, it's not this ego, it's not something that was born or will die or ages or is a thing at all. It is the formless, birthless, deathless, divine source within us. It is pure consciousness. It is the source that makes us able to see, to feel, to use any of our senses, to experience any of this life. It is the source of everything, and it's within me, it's within you, and I believe it connects all of us on a true divine level. And I truly believe that there is a mass awakening in society and collective consciousness, and that humanity is more and more people are just realizing this truth within all of us. And I believe that when there's enough people and I believe when there's a big enough shift where enough people realize that their truth and the oneness in all of us in humanity, that there will be a collective consciousness shift, and that the world will shift in a huge way, and it will be a worldwide renaissance and revolution in a peaceful, loving, and joyous way, and a lot will change for the better. And I truly believe that's where we're heading as humanity. There's a lot of things I also believe that I can make videos on about, that there's some powers on this earth that try to keep you at a lower vibration through so many ways, like the schooling system, the whole system, like capitalism, materialism, the schooling system, entertainment, the banking, the food industry, the media. It's so many things that kind of really push a negative narrative and really try to brainwash you since a young age to really operate at a low frequency and not realize your true self, and really be addicted to this physical world and material things and superficial things and fear and doubt, and it really holds you back from realizing your true self. And that's why it takes deep trauma for a lot of people to finally let go of trying so hard and forcing this fake identity and this ego. And for me personally, it happened when I was pretty young. I was 14 years old and my older brother committed suicide. And yeah, my older brother took his own life on October 22nd, 2011. My older brother Nick took his own life, and it changed my whole life. It changed my whole perspective on life and death, and it set me on a spiritual journey of spiritual awakening and realizing my true self. Because, you know, along those months of grieving and trying to make sense of everything, you know, I let go, and God, the divine source, the universe, infinite intelligence that connects all of us, whatever you want to call it, this divine source, you know, spoke through me. And, you know, it just gave me a deep knowing and realization that, you know, even though my brother was gone in the physical world, he's still with me in frequency and energy. And not only did I feel that to be true and know that to be true, but it would give me signs in this physical world, like it was too obvious. There was too many coincidences, too many synchronicities, and it was just forcing me to have this spiritual awakening and realize this at a young age. And since then, I've been on this journey of continually trying to live life in this truth and kind of just surrender to the divine source and allow God to flow through me and remove or just dissolve the ego and remove attachment to the physical world, remove attachment to external desires and needing things to be a certain way, to feel a certain way, and realize that all the power is within. It always has been, it always will be. And yeah, I'm perfect and whole and loving and joyous and complete now and forever. And the more that I realize this and the more that I live in it, life brings me the people, the ideas, the circumstances, the events, you know, the information in videos, information in books. It comes to me in one way or another to remind me that this truth, to remind me of this truth and to keep me on this path. And I like to think of it as like a living meditation or a living prayer, you know, constantly living in unconditional love, in service to others, in service to humanity, and complete faith and complete surrender to this divine truth, or complete surrender to God, and having full trust that God is taking care of you always, and allowing God's perfect plan for you to play out, and just not attaching to anything in the external, not forcing anything, but allowing God to flow through and doing the inspired actions, doing what you feel is right, and acting from a place of love, from a place of care and joy and peace, and allowing everything to play out as it's supposed to. And yeah, walking with faith, having that trust in God, in the divine source, having that trust in the universe that, you know, everything's happening in your perfect divine will and God's plan. And yeah, the more that you let go and surrender, the more that you can enjoy and flow in this experience of life, which I look at as a spiritual training ground, as you know, God's dance with God. You know, it's like God experiencing God. And when you have this spiritual awakening and when you live in this truth, it's really just God realizing God. You know, I believe we're all individual expressions of this divine source, and I believe when we realize this truth, that's when we can, you know, operate in harmony and really just enjoy this beautiful temporary human experience while we can, because it truly is beautiful. There's so much to learn and gain, and there's just so much to experience, and you know, the good and the bad, it's all a part of this earthly experience that we're here for a reason. And I truly believe that, you know, we're all here for our own, like I said, I believe we're all individual expressions of God, experiencing our own, you know, playing our own specific roles to have our own unique experiences and express our own unique God-given skills and abilities to the world, and provide our own perspectives and values, and really just awaken each other in our own different ways, live in harmony, and provide our own, you know, unique skills and abilities. And yeah, the main part is just loving this experience and this joyous expansion, you know, truly enjoying everything that you do in every moment right now. Like, now is the only moment, and now you could be grateful for everything that you have, for everything that's coming, and just be grateful that you're guided by this divine source that has always taken care of you, that breathes the air, that flows the blood through your body, that rises and sets the sun. This beautiful divine source that allows us to experience this wonderful, wonderful life. And yeah, this is what spiritual awakening and realizing your true self is all about, I believe, is living life with unconditional love to yourself, to others, and to the divine source, to God, and truly being of service to others, being of service to humanity, seeing yourself in everyone else, seeing the oneness in all living beings, seeing the God in every single person. You know, everyone's on their own path, everyone's at their own level of consciousness, but everyone is slowly waking up and realizing their true self. So as long as you can maintain this realization and live in this truth, you know, you will awaken more people, and then they will awaken more people, and it will just be a sort of a domino effect of collective consciousness waking up to their true selves, and we can evolve as humanity, spiritually evolve, and really just realize our oneness in divine source, and live in this truth, and walk with faith and surrender to this loving, joyous, peaceful, divine truth. And, you know, let go of suffering, let go of fear, let go of doubt. You know, when those feelings come up, allow them to pass, see them for what they are. They're just opportunities to grow. They're opportunities to see the solution, to see the opportunities to maintain a joyous, loving, peaceful mind state, and really just continue to build your self-trust and self-worth and oneness with all. So I trust you gained some value in this video. You know, we're all going through different stages of this spiritual journey, so just live your life, live this spiritual training experience with grace. Allow God to guide you and protect you along your journey, and just have trust, have faith and trust in God, and just know that He's always taking care of you. He always has been and always will, and He's on your side, you know, and we're all in this experience together. So, you know, just be kind to everyone that you come across. Enjoy every moment for what it is, accept every moment for what it is, and just play your role in this beautiful experience, and play your own unique role in raising your own consciousness and realizing your true self, and you know, allowing God to flow through and raise collective consciousness, and you know, humanity will evolve as long as we enjoy it for what it is, and not get attached to any unnecessary suffering, not get attached to any ego or material things. Like this dude, look at this dude. Hi, baby. Look, he's just living life. He's not worried about how his hair looks. He's not worried about nothing. He's just living, right? So, yeah, I'll see you next video. This is truly how I feel. This is my philosophy on life, that we're here to experience this sort of God's, game, spiritual training ground, God's game, God's play. We're all like God in a costume, experiencing ourselves and awakening to ourselves slowly at our own pace, and it truly is a beautiful thing. I hope you've been well. Don't get brainwashed. I'll see you next video. Truth and love always. Peace.